All righty, welcome back in. It's a Gold Jacket Thursday, and can't wait to connect with this man again. As you know his story, he grew up about 40 miles from Canton, Ohio, in the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Little Champion, but he didn't even have football, he told us, until the 9th grade, and when Woody Hayes came to his little town to recruit him, he wasn't even sure if he knew who he was. His days at Ohio State, though, helped him develop into the 14th overall pick by the Denver Broncos back in 1974. He's been paying forward ever since, class of 24 into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. He's the Buckeye legendary linebacker, Randy Gradishar, and he joins us now from Canton. Grads, great to have you. I hope you're feeling well.
Well, feeling very well. Just getting a little bit older, though, but feeling great. And what an honor it is just to be able to be speaking to you and to the general public because of this Pro Football Hall of Fame, and never dreamed about it, never thought about it, and being from Champion, Ohio, and didn't even, again, like you said, didn't even start playing football till I was in 9th grade. We didn't even have football, and then all of a sudden, choosing to go to Ohio State, playing under a coach named Woody Hayes, and then couple Rose Bowls, and then being drafted into the NFL from playing 10 years with the Denver Broncos, Orange Crush, and Super Bowl 12 that we finally went to. And so a lot of great history. I just really consider it a blessing that never thought about it, never dreamed about this, and all of a sudden being back in Canton and being part of the Hall of Fame, doesn't get any better than that.
Well, man, you just put your head down and went to work. You were that kind of a guy, kind of a lunch pail player. But I do want to ask you this, because I do know a little bit about your history and being an all-around athlete. Was basketball your first love when it came to sports in general?
Well, that's what I did. I mean, we didn't even have football until I was in 9th grade. And the bigger schools, Warren Harding and Warren Western Reserve, they were the big city schools, and they had football programs, for younger kids, and then also particularly they were the big high school football and basketball programs. And playing at Champion, we were out in the country. We played with the other country locations that were out there, and so I never played anything that what I considered like big time city basketball or football, and so the only thing that I could do, we couldn't play football until I was in 9th grade, and I played basketball, played baseball, and also was part of the Warren YMCA swim team when I was a little bit younger. So that's the kind of sport that I was involved with until Champion High School started football in 9th grade.
Randy, Woody Hayes is one of those names that will live on forever when it comes to talking about Ohio State history. You had the opportunity to play for him. Talk about why Woody Hayes, in your opinion, was such a special coach.
Well, he was it was more than a coach. He was like a special dad. And most of the guys would say that because he was just a great gentleman. He was always interested more in, when you go to Ohio State and you choose Ohio State, the first meeting you have was, I can remember this, he'd call you into his office and you were one-on-one with Coach Hayes. And Coach Woody Hayes would say, "Randy, you got to start paying forward." I said, "Well, okay. How do you do that?" He says, "I'm going to show you." So paying forward to Woody was like being involved with the community and getting, your number one goal was to try to get an education while you were there in your 4 or 5 years of getting some kind of degree because, everybody doesn't go into the NFL. And so education was his number one priority of saying, try to get a degree or get a degree so that when you leave Ohio State, you have an opportunity for a job because back then and kind of even today, it said, you eventually got to go to work somewhere. And so while you were there and spending your time there, he and his other coaches certainly helped you understand what paying forward was and getting good grades and trying to get to graduate, to get into some kind of diploma in your 4 or 5 years that you were there at Ohio State. And so, and a lot of people don't realize that or didn't realize that because, he was almost more focused on the educational side than he was the football side. But, of course, everybody knows how involved he was on the football side, too, because he wanted to win, and we did win during my years. And just a great guy. And Ann Hayes, very similar. She was involved with the community, and she was paying forward. And so, and Woody being there 28 years, I've never heard of a coach being in one school for 28 years. So that certainly speaks very loudly of Woody and what he stood for and what he was trying to build into his young athletes.
We are visiting with the former 7-time Pro Bowl linebacker of the Denver Broncos, Ring of Honor Bronco, 1978 Defensive Player of the Year. And people may not realize, 6th in the Heisman back in 73. That unbeaten season, but you tie Michigan. You slugged USC in that Rose Bowl you talked about. But I want to at least get your memory, if you have one, of that 73 game against Michigan. You're in the tunnel. You guys see that M banner at midfield. You can take it from there.
Well, that was a big game, playing up there in Michigan, and the time was running out, and all of a sudden, we're down to seconds, and I just remember there was a guy named Arnie Jones that was in front of me, and there were a couple other guys, and Michigan was getting ready to kick a field goal, and I think it was from like the 35 or the 40-yard line, to win the game. And then the reality of is that he missed. He shifted the ball over to the right side of the goalpost, and they didn't make it. So we ended up in a tie, and then we had the opportunity then still to go to the Rose Bowl that year and represent the Big Ten in Ohio State, and had a great time doing that.
You guys did rip that banner down before the game at midfield?
No, we didn't. You didn't do those kinds of things, or we didn't at least think about doing that kind of stuff. We were there just to play football, and if you look back on it, people who realize the old Bo Schembechler, Woody Hayes rivalry there was just great, and that's what made our Ohio State-Michigan game so special every year. And then when you come down to, ending up in a tie and then getting voted to go to a Rose Bowl and, playing another team out there and hopefully winning the ball game kind of thing, representing the Big Ten, that was the glory that everyone was looking for and what the coaches were looking for.
No doubt. He's Randy Gradishar, back in Canton at the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And this weekend, you can meet and greet with the Buckeye legendary linebacker. Saturday from 9 to 9:30, he'll be the Hall of Famer at the Hall, greeting people in the lobby from 11 to 11:30. He'll be presenting to museum guests as well. You can't miss him. He'll be the one in the gold jacket. He is Randy Gradishar. I know you're looking forward to this weekend. I hope you soak up all the memories that you have there and really enjoy it, Randy. This is such a pleasure.
Well, the reality of it is I'm creating new memories for myself, and these memories will always be with me, the ones that, quote from Ohio State, along with these current, the last couple of years, getting elected into the Pro Football Hall of Fame and being part of that, and then coming up, in a little while of being back in Canton and meeting people and signing autographs. That's always just been a real blessing for me, a real joy for me to be able to meet and talk to our fans. So that will continue on for sure.
Look at that. You're still paying forward. Well done, Randy. Enjoy it. Thank you so much for this.
Thank you.